Hey everybody. So the other day I made a video about possibly launching a Patreon for Revelation specifically. Well, I didn't get a lot of response, but I decided, you know what, heck with it. I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I got some other people with my email list, Facebook, other things like that. So I went ahead and made one. Right now have one patron, which is fantastic. The username is Revelations Universe. There will be a link down in the description. And basically what I'm looking to accomplish with Patreon is be able to accelerate Revelations. You know, some people I know are keeping an eye on Revelations, maybe because they're longtime fans of mine from back in the Kovac 8 days, or because they just really like the idea of War Mechs, or they really like the idea of what I've described is Revelations. But maybe they're on the fence still. They're like, you know, I maybe have purchased one book, or I haven't purchased a book yet because it doesn't seem to be like a big deal. And, you know, there's nothing I can do about that yet. You know, I can just keep plugging along. I've released 4 different novels for Revelations. I'm working on a new project right now that is titled, the rough title is Spectre. It's going to be basically, think of John Wick and Boba Fett mixed together. That's the main character. So I'm looking forward to that project a lot. I've already started writing. I'm up to over 6,000 or 7,000 words already. I forgot. I wrote like 5,000 yesterday. So I'm really excited about that project. That's going to be a standalone novel, but it's going to continue. You know, every single book I release adds to the universe and world building of Revelations itself into a much larger universe. So everything has purpose. Maybe not every single conversation, but there are lots of hints at what is the big picture of Revelations. Who are the major players? I'm starting to lay that out. And, you know, as we've been introduced to Inquisitor Damian Varius in Rise of the Inquisitor, and now Mikhail Tarvis in the Kingdom of Sand series, now we're going to get to learn about Gideon Arnon and his part of the major story of Revelation. So as it's all coming together and people are following along with all the different novels, you're going to hopefully start seeing this much bigger picture that is taking place. And it's really cool. I'm really excited about it. I've put a couple of different options for support through Patreon. If you don't know what it is, basically I have it set up so that every month, the first of the month, Patreon will charge you whatever fee you've decided to set up for. There are different tiers of basically rewards or kind of rewards for your level of patronage. So there's a $5, there's a $20, and there's a $40. So, and you can obviously set higher or lower depending on whatever tier. So if like you wanted to be helpful and be like, no, I want to give $10 a month, but I don't really want to go to 20, you would still get the $5, but you could just give 10. So, but I tried to pack each tier with some really awesome exclusives. So like, for example, I'm going to be releasing exclusive content on Patreon. Well, why is it going to be exclusive to Patreon only? Because I want to make sure to reward the people who are highly interested in Revelation's success. And if you are one of those people and you really love what's going on and you really want to be part of that, then I want to share more. Because like I post videos on YouTube, but I sometimes don't know how deep to go with what I'm thinking or how deep to go in the behind the scenes, because I don't really know if people, you don't want to release 1,000 videos of what it's like to write one book and then people be like, oh, well, that's exciting, but also no. So it's kind of that weird balance point that I'm trying to find with social media. But with Patreon, I know that those people are serious. I know that those people want to learn more, and then I can get deeper with behind the scenes content. Another thing is you can get signed books. Every time I do a release, it'll be a signed book mailed to you. There's another option, and there's other things. Get your names in the book. Like in the back of the book, there'll be like a section just for thanking people that help support the book. And you know, so that way you're basically, in a way, like, you know, you're part of Revelation's history at that point. So there's some different things that I've tried to do to really be thankful and try to make it worth the amount of money that you would choose to, you know, be a patron with. So overall, I'm excited. I've released a couple of different goals. The one goal right now is if I reach $1,000 a month, it will help me to get more art created for Revelations. And then also to be able to start doing less freelance work so that I can focus more time on Revelations. So like, for example, this particular week, I've had very little work I have a main client that I usually do 3 days of work for. I did extra work last week because they needed it for a project. So now this week I'm pretty much off. So I'm spending a lot more time working on Revelation. So I spent, the first day really honing in on the outline for Spectre. Second day I started doing a little bit of writing, did a little bit more finalizing with the outline. Then yesterday I wrote 5,000 words. So I'm trying to take big advantage of the opportunity. Plus I launched Patreon. Plus I've been sending out stuff to the email list. I've been doing social media posts, doing videos, doing other things. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can't see. I've started working on the next illustration for the next Kingdom of Sand cover. I went and got another artist to help me start doing concept art for Spectre in his power armor. So I'm trying. There's a lot of balls to juggle sometimes, a lot of plates to keep spinning because there's just so much that needs to be done. So as I reach these goals, the financial goals, it helps me to start doing less freelance work and just focus here. So if you believe in Revelations or you really want to see this become something, maybe consider joining Patreon. And if you can't, buy a book. That helps more than you would imagine. Buy a book and leave a review. Leaving a review on one of my books is like gold to me right now because I don't have that many reviews. Even though I've got readers, I can see people reading and their sales, but getting a review, an honest review, like a positive, honest review, but it needs to be honest. If you hate the book, you hate the book. But a positive review, even a 4-star, 5-star is seriously like gold right now. It really, really is helpful because then everybody else who I start advertising to that comes to look at that listing, it says, well, let me check this out. And they see like one review and they're like, well, that one review is good, but it's only one. If I had like 10 on every book, people would be like, oh, okay, well, that's good. There's some varying opinions here. I agreed a lot with one of the reviews. It sounds more interesting now that I read other people's take on it. I mean, I do that with movies. I do that with video games. I myself do consult reviews. And I know some people don't. Some people do not care. They're like, look, it looks sexy. I'm going to buy it right now. And it's got mechs on it. That's all I need to know. Other people are like, well, yeah, but how is the character side of it? How is the plot? Is the ending worth investing my time to get to? Some people need that. So anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate any support at all. I mean that even just liking videos, leaving comments on videos, promoting, just sharing the stuff, the content that I post, just sharing that with people on social media or with your friends or with your gaming group is a big deal, and one day, once Revelations is big, it's going to be in part thanks to all the people who helped because, and I've said this a million times, a writer without readers is just a hobbyist, right? It's not a business. And I want Revelations to grow to be games, video games, audiobooks, video content, so there's stuff I want to get to, but we've got to get through this early phase. All right. So thank you guys. Talk to you guys again soon. See ya.